So I'm KB with Nerdophiles. How are you?
I'm very good. It's lovely to meet you and Daphne and
Lov-
Simon.
Lovely to meet you as well. So tell me about what really drew you to the character of Anthony, because I really feel like, Anthony has a lot of responsibility on his plate, being the head
Mm.
of the household, and trying to make sure that his family is okay, while also trying to lean into what he wants out of life and his own desires. So tell me about kind of what drew you to this role specifically.
Well, I think the first thing that I noted was that he's just sort of, he's a kind guy. He's got a really loving heart, and he'll do anything to protect his family and to protect the reputation of the family, which seems to be the number one currency in the society that these people lived in. But he's struggling. He's not happy. He's not equipped emotionally. I don't think he's over the death of his father. There's like a lot of trauma there, really. And so, yeah, to be able to play with a character who is all about worrying about how he's perceived and his family are perceived, and the distance between that, and really wanting to have a really good time and to go out and drink and fall in love, but not being able to do that is like, it's an embarrassment of riches. And yeah, I mean, it was drawn to it within a second.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that, because I feel like everyone in Bridgerton needs therapy, but
Yeah,
specifically
but I think that's
everyone.
also, I've been saying that it's fascinating. If you could be a therapist and go back in time, you'd make a killing, because I think all of them just need
Yes.
not only individual therapy, but the Bridgertons could do with just sitting around and passing a pebble and having the moment where they can all say their piece. I think that would really,
Yes.
really help.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about that, because obviously Anthony has a unique relationship with his mother, just because, it is quite interesting for her to lose her husband and then have to rely on her child for so
Mm.
much. But she also wants to help, and she wants her, obviously his parents have a lot of marriage, so that's what she really desires for her son, but it's not really panning out the way she wants, so there's a lot of tension and a lot of friction, so they should be the first doing therapy. But tell me about kind of developing that on-screen relationship, because I think it is so important and key in the series.
I think Ruth Gemmell is amazing, and we got on really well, sometimes too well, because we make each other laugh. And it means that we had so many like high stakes scenes, and we'd be giggling, which is just like terrible. And I'm a crier as well, so the tears would be coming down. But the thing that's really interesting about that dynamic, I think, when you lose a parent, having looked into that, you lose both your parents as the firstborn in this society, because he then becomes the sort of substitute. He would have had to support his mother as well. So I think the fact that he's lost his emotional capabilities in his toolkit, I think probably comes from the fact that he's always living for other people in a way. And yes, he does have his sort of salacious, horny escapades, but ultimately he's worrying about other people all the time. And the moment that his mother tells him that he's not doing the right thing, he falls in line, only to bounce back later on. So he's got a lot of work to do to work out who he really is. But I think he loves his mother, and I think he doesn't want to see anyone hurt. And unfortunately, because of that, he ends up hurting himself and other people even more.
Yeah, great point. That's what I was just about to say. He kind of expenses his own self and his own happiness and his own worth, we see by the end of the season, just because he's so focused on everyone else in his family, and really not disappointing them. So if you guys get a season 2, which I really hope you do, because I really enjoyed it, what do you want, to see in Anthony's journey
Well, it'd be
besides therapy?
lovely. Yeah, besides therapy, and maybe a new haircut. um, no, I think, I want to see the relationship between his mother. I think is one of my favorites as well, and it would be nice to see the two of them sort of level out and begin to work together a bit, but also just to see him smile a bit more and see him, to be happy. There's a moment where Colin sings at the end, and all the family are together and dancing around, and he has a moment of joy, but that's taken away from him straight away. So yeah, if he can find happiness within himself, if he can work out who he is, then hopefully he'll be able to work out how he can be the right person for all these people in his life.
Yeah, and he can hopefully have a bit of lightheartedness, a few more lighthearted moments next season. And
Yeah,
then
let's hope
also
so.
maybe find love once he works on himself, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's coming. There's love out there for everyone, even for Anthony.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for chatting with Nerdophiles. We really appreciate it.
I really loved it. Thank you.
Have a good day.